Good evening, everyone. I'm going to do the talk in English so everybody can understand me, the Dutch and French people. It's really wonderful to see a Corona full house for a very special screening, the screening of Stalker, Andrei Tarkovsky's 1979 science fiction masterpiece, or what I believe to be really one of his best works. Stalker actually was released in 1979, but the film took about 4 years to make, and it was actually shot twice. The first time that the production started the film, they used a very special sort of Kodak film stock, and it became apparent during post-production that there was technical difficulties with the film stock, and all the footage was completely unusable. So they had to reshoot the whole film. But that was actually very beneficial for Tarkovsky, because we know from his own writings that he wasn't really happy about first shoot, so he really rethought what Stalker to him was about, and that then became the second film. So we'll never really know what the first version looked like, but at least we still have this second version. And it was also a special film to Tarkovsky, because from 79 onwards, Tarkovsky fled the Soviet Union for his self-chosen exile in Europe, and in 1983, I think, he was officially declared a deserter of the Soviet Union, and it was especially because his relationships with the Russian authorities at that time were very, very fragile and troublesome at best, because as maybe many of you have seen Tarkovsky's films, these films are very ambiguous in nature, and they don't really allow any sort of singular interpretation of meaning. And this left the Russian authorities who funded Tarkovsky's films with a very daunting task, trying to determine whether his films fit into their own sort of political agenda. And Tarkovsky really was tired of that, and he chose to abandon his family and chose for a filmmaking career in Europe, which only lasted for 2 films long, and then he passed away. He actually passed away, it is suggested, due to his production on Stalker, because at a certain point in time the location of the shoot was changed from a desert to an abandoned chemical waste plant, which you will see in the film. But actually the water was very polluted there, and the air also, and it's believed, or we know that a few crew members during the shoot and afterwards developed a type of cancer that Tarkovsky at the end of his life also developed. So it is believed that the shoot of Stalker is linked to his untimely death. Now, Stalker itself is I think one of his masterpieces, and it is really a story about 3 men: a stalker, a writer, and a professor, who want to take a journey into the zone, a sort of forbidden place where the Newtonian laws of physics don't really seem to apply, and some sort of otherworldly presence can be felt. Something strange has happened there, and the traces of that strangeness has been left behind. And it is said that inside the zone there exists a sort of room of desires, where a person standing inside a room gets their deepest wishes granted. So the professor and the writer actually hire the stalker to travel alongside them into the zone, and to arrive at the room of desires to get their wishes granted. Now, some of you may wonder why a film such as Stalker is screened here at Offscreen within the theme of eco-horror, and Stalker really is nothing like your straightforward eco-horror films such as Frogs or The Long Weekend, films that have screened or are about to screen here at Offscreen. But it is really a film that centers around ecological concerns and ecological questions, really, where Stalker really constructs a sort of eerie and very weird world where human and non-human systems and entities are really confronted with one another, and It is really about a confrontation between these mismatching modes of intelligence, trying to understand each other, trying to live alongside each other, but not really comprehending one another. And you can see these philosophical debates reflected in the characters of the writer and the professor and the stalker. And Tarkovsky also really invites the audience to think alongside them about these philosophical debates and these questions. So in that sense, it's a very, very immersive film. Also, the cinematographic style is very slow-paced. It's, I think it's the average shot length is about 1 minute, which is a very long time in comparison to classical films. So Tarkovsky really invites his audience to think along, but also to just relax and enjoy, because for Tarkovsky, his films really were more about being felt than being understood. So Tarkovsky really found it important that his audiences felt the film before understanding them. So I do really implore you to watch the film in that way and to just sit back and relax and enjoy and let the film wash over you and let yourself be a part of Stalker and the zone and in all of its inherent weirdness and strangeness. I'll finish off here. So I thank you for listening.